As we speak, there is a useless bill which is about to be submitted to the Kenyan Senate, and if we are not vocal, it might just pass. So in line with that, in this video I want to walk you through the contents of this bill which is about to be introduced to the Senate, and with no further ado, let's get after it. Number 1. According to page 923 paragraph 3 of this bill, the President is the one to appoint the Prime Minister, and get this, the Prime Minister shall be picked by the President from the majority side in the National Assembly. Here's the text. The bill seeks to amend Article 151 by inserting the Article 151A, which proposes to create the office of the Prime Minister, who shall be appointed by the President from amongst the members of Parliament. The Prime Minister shall be the leader of the largest party or coalition of parties in Parliament. So what does this mean moving forward? It means quite a number of things. A, it means that people like Musalia Mudavadi are in great danger, because for him to continue serving as Prime Cabinet Secretary or Prime Minister for that matter after 2027, he would have to have vied as a member of Parliament and won. How demeaning is that? Ati ndo Musalia endelee na hii kazi, lazima asimame kiti ya ubunge. And it's not even a guarantee that when it's all said and done, Ruto will honor his word and pick him as Prime Minister. He could betray him at the end of it all, leaving him to rot there in bunge as a mere MP like PK Salasya or Kaluma. B, this is a bill that will help ensure the President has power over the National Assembly, even if he doesn't win the supermajority. Because if this law passes, even if Rigiji and friends win the majority in Parliament, and Ruto somehow wins the election through theft or whichever other means, it will still be Ruto's prerogative to decide who amongst the opposition MPs who are the majority will become Prime Minister. And he will obviously look for a traitor amongst them to carry out his functions and do his bidding. Atenda hapo atafute tu mutu, amwambie mimi nitakufanya ukuwe majority leader, so long as when I tell you to jump, you jump. When I say jump this high, you jump this high. And the person will oblige, because you're being promoted from a mere MP to a Prime Minister. Third ever in the Republic of Kenya. The first was Jomo Kenyatta. We didn't have a president when we won independence. We had a Prime Minister for a year, then we transitioned to the presidency system. Raila was the second. Whoever this gentleman is could be the third, because Mudavadi is not a Prime Minister, he's a Prime Cabinet Secretary. Same portfolio, different names. So long story short, it is a grave danger for the President to have the ability to pick the Prime Minister. Yani hata kama ana majority, kwa hiyo majority ni yeye awaangalie, awakague na amue ni nani, wakiwa na Faruk Kibet usiku wakikunywa mursik ati wao ndo waamue. It cannot happen. It would make more sense if the majority amongst themselves through their own processes, either wafanye kura, wafanye vile watataka, but they are the ones to come out with the name of the Prime Minister, and the President has no option but to oblige. It should even be a law that without his signature or blessing, the Prime Minister can be sworn in bora parliament ishampitisha. So that if Ruto loses the majority, he should not have his way in regards to who becomes Prime Minister. He should only have his say. Aende apige kelele, iishe. Now what's the positive of this move? The positive side of this move is that the doubling up of the Prime Minister as an MP can be looked at as a plus, cause finally the Prime Minister can have some actual work to do. Si kama hii docket ya Mudavadi. Mudavadi was so jobless that sooner rather than later watu wakagundua ujamaa na kazi. They had to give him the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so that he can also feel that he is contributing something, is not just joyriding. Also, this move, provided, like we said earlier, the President is not the one to pick, it's the majority unilaterally to pick. If that is the case, this move might be a benefit to Kenyans in that it saves the taxpayer some money. Right now, Musalia Mudavadi has an entire government building in railways with over 100 employees catering to the office of the Prime Minister. That is a total waste of money. What if it was just a mere MP who has been selected and is now functioning as the Prime Minister? Na ofisi yake iko pale National Assembly kwa bunge. A small office and he has 3 aides. Watu watatu wa kumsaidia, office clerk and so on and so forth, mtu wa masimu, secretary, bas. That would help reduce the wastage that is taking place pale railways kwa ofisi ya Mudavadi. Again, it would even be better in the legislation that this member of parliament, who is earning around 700,000 after all deductions have been removed, akifanywa Prime Minister, aongezwe tu 400,000 peke yake. So he goes from 700,000 or she goes from 700,000 to 1.1 million. A small increment. That is much better than huyu aendelee kukula hiyo 700 yake, and then we get another Musalia Mudavadi who is going home with 1.5. Na ofisi imejaa wafanyikazi juu paka chini. So that could be an advantage. Now moving along in this legislation, according to page 924 sub-article 177, this bill seeks to extend the term limit of members of county assembly from 5 years to 7 years. Let me just walk you through the text. The bill proposes to amend Article 177 of the Constitution to amend the term of members of county assembly from 5 years to 7 years. Now, what is the benefit and disadvantage of this proposal? Let's start off with the benefit. The benefit here is that governors can no longer pocket MCAs through retreats and bribery when impeachments come about. Because with this legislation, county assembly MCAs can outlast governors, so they won't feel beholden to them. Because as we vote for governors in 2032, MCAs will have their nationwide election 2 years later in 2034. So it gives them the freedom to perform proper oversight without the fear of a popular but corrupt governor sending them home on election day through a hostile wave. So that's a plus. It's similar to how county commissioners go for 7 years. So you'll find Sakaja is working with county commissioners of Mike Sonko who were appointed years ago, so they're not beholden to him. They won't bend the knee to accommodate Sakaja's corruption. Now on the negative side, because hizi vitu zinaletonga zinakaa tamu, inakaa mzuri, but there's a negative. This is a bad trend. Hawajaitisha 7 years ya Ruto, hawajaitisha 7 years ya senator, ya mbunge or governor. They're asking for 7 years for the MCA. If you give them 7 years for the MCA, you will have opened the Pandora's box. Sasa umefungua njia ya rais iongezewe, ya MP iongezewe, ya governor iongezewe. That was just a litmus test to see if you can stomach this small increment. And if you can, then you are a pushover. Now we can push even this boundary, we can expand that boundary because you have accepted. MCA waliongezwa na hamukufanya maandamano, hamukupiga kelele, you are okay with it. That's the danger that lies there. So from where I sit, much as there's advantages, the disadvantages are horrendous. No MCA should be allowed to serve for more than 2 years. That is total hogwash. Hii mambo ya prime minister being selected from the majority side, I agree with, provided it is not the president who selects, it is the majority unilaterally who select, with or without the blessing of the president. Sababu 2027, I can see a danger of opposition winning the majority, sababu pia wameshinda kura, washinde majority pale kwa National Assembly, na Ruto ashinde national vote kupitia Ethecon na Ukora, and then he still has the power to dictate ipande ya kina Wamunyoro na wengine who becomes prime minister. That one we cannot accept. That is the poison pill in that particular legislation. But that's just my opinion, guys. Do let me know your own comments in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And with that, here's today's ad of the day. If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. Now, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.